Hey guys, it's actually really late. It's actually really late as I'm recording this. That's why people are speeding down the street doing wheelies. Oh, I didn't mean to have this on the table. Sorry, that was my LED light. And I don't know if you guys can see, but I just got my hair done. It's fresh. I really like how it looks, and I also did my nails. They are also fresh. I really also love how it looks. But that's actually not what this video is about. This video is supposed to be like less makeup and outfit forward and more of like my goals for like 2026, like New Year's resolutions and stuff. I want to make episodes in parts, and each episode will have two topics. The topics for this episode are actually sleep and I think mental health. Those are the topics that I filled out today. Right now I have my iPad. Please ignore how old it is. It's actually 5th generation, but I don't care. I'm gonna use what I have because my family aren't actually like iPad people. Like no, they're like not Apple people. We're Android people, so this is like my only Apple product I have. And it's not like, oh, I'm just using this because I like Apple. I'm using this because I don't have any other like tablets or anything. Like, I feel like iPads have actually been like a trend lately, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. I just watched a video on like 2026 trends, so I feel in the mood to talk about that, but that's not what we're talking about. I actually want to get this done a little bit fast because it's 11:52 and my goal is to go to sleep by 11, and I still have to do my face care and my shower and all the cares and stuff like that. So my goal is to kind of be done with this video by at least 11:30. Might be like earlier than that because it's not only 10:52, but like I'm not starting at exactly 11, so it might be like 11:28 or something. Anyways, for me, sleep hasn't really been like a big part of my life. Like, I knew that it was bad to go to sleep really late, but like I never made like actual steps to try and improve it, and that's why I'm kind of trying to do that now because having good rest can really impact like everything in your life. Like, for example, I'll put the sources on the screen because I actually did like research. Wow. Studious of me, guys. Also, sorry if this video comes a little bit late. That's exactly why I wanted to I wanted to make this video. Like, I wanted my first video of 2026 to be more well developed, and I thought to myself, like, I would rather have quality over quantity, so it's okay if I post just a little bit late. Like, this video is probably gonna come out on Sunday or, God forbid, Monday. Okay, so I have questions. I have two questions right here. The first one is, how can sleep affect my daily life? So, like I was saying, sleep is like a really, really, really big part of being healthy and stuff. Like, getting good amounts of rest can affect weight loss, mental health, and physical health, as well as like safety and quality of life. Because if you're not like getting enough sleep, you're gonna like fall asleep in random places. Like I'm sure all of you I'm sure all of you really know what I mean. Like, when you don't get enough sleep, you're gonna pass out. Anyways, a good night's sleep can actually improve learning and decision making, as well as problem solving skills, and can also help with attention span and creativity, which makes sense because you might think that your attention span is not good because of, phone, like scrolling, TikTok, doom scrolling, which is true, but it's also it also might be related to the fact that you're up late at night doom scrolling. Like it's it's like a double whammy. It's like a double whammy. Like you're up at 12 a.m., 2 a.m., doom scrolling, doom scrolling, doom scrolling, and then you actually finally fall asleep, and in the morning not you're not locked in. Your attention span is off, your decision making skills are off, and you're overall drowsy and tired. I'm definitely gonna get to screen time later on this list. I have like a whole list of like 17 items. So one of these episodes is gonna have like one thing only, but it's not gonna be this episode. Either way, the second question is, how can I improve my sleep? Basically, sticking to a sleep schedule, which I'm sure you already knew this, but I, for me personally, I again don't keep track of my sleep schedule, but currently, if I think about how I'm sleeping on an average school day, I'm sleeping from like 11 or 12 to 6:30 or 7. And that's why I oversleep a lot too, because I'm not getting in enough rest. I'm setting my alarm for 6 o'clock, like straight 6 o'clock, 6 a.m., and I'm going to bed at 12. So that's not even like a good, well, no, it is like 6 hours of sleep, but still, it's not attainable for a long period, and it's not nourishing either. And I'm pretty sure that adults and teens, they actually need more sleep than adults. So, even though people like complain about, oh, they should, why do they start school at like 8 and 7 o'clock? It's because you're actually probably supposed to be going to sleep at 9 or 10. So that's what my goal is. My goal is to go to sleep at 11 at the base. Like, the goal right now is going to sleep at 11 p.m. and not 12, because I've been doing that lately. I've been staying up until 12, and then over time I'm just gonna lower it and lower it, because once I get back into school, it's just gonna be more and more busy, and I'm actually gonna be having classes on the weekends too, so I'm not even gonna have that like time to really sleep in. So I want to establish a good sleep schedule right now. On that same note of weekends, go to bed and get up at the same time every day, even on weekends. So this is probably going to be hard for me, because what I want to do is I want to get up at 6 o'clock so that I can record a video or get dressed or do my makeup and not be rushed. Because if I get up at, like if I get up at 7 o'clock and I try and do my makeup or get dressed, like find an outfit to get dressed, because I don't plan my outfits sometimes. Unless I really, really like feel the need to plan an outfit, I don't plan an outfit on a regular day. So I'm rushing to get my outfit together. And if I want to do my makeup, then that's a whole nother problem. So yeah, but it's going to be hard for me to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning on the weekends too. Like, sleeping in feels so good, you know? But I'm going to try and restrict that to when I actually have like breaks, because when I have breaks, I can kind of sleep in and have those times to like regroup. Like, when I'm nearing closer to the end of the break, I can start regrouping and getting in the right amount of sleep so that I'm prepared for school. Anyways, another thing, if you can't fall asleep 20 minutes into laying down, get up and do something relaxing. And to add on, wind down by reading a book, or wind down earlier if you suspect to have a harder time falling asleep. Sorry, I wrote waking up instead of falling asleep. Don't know why I wrote that. But when I mean wind down earlier, like per se, if I wanted to go to bed at 10:30, but like, I don't know, I feel like a little bit anxious, or because that's really common for me later in the night, especially like recently. So I feel like this is actually like kind of a good thing to talk about. If I'm feeling like anxious, it might take me longer to fall asleep. So instead of winding down at 10:30, winding down at 11:30, wind down at 11 instead, or maybe 10:45 if it's really, really that bad. And then, so it also says discomfort might keep you up, so avoid large meals before bed. I already don't really do that. Like, I don't eat, like, large meals, like, before bed, even though I am tempted sometimes. Like, just now, my mom was cooking chicken, and I was like, that chicken smells good. But then I knew, like, the discomfort of a meal like this late at night, because it was like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock when she finished my hair. I was like, that's not going to be good for me. Like, I'm going to lay down and I'm going to be like, why did I eat that? Like, my stomach feels like too full. And then another one says avoid nicotine, caffeine, and alcohol before bed as well, because it can disrupt sleep, which isn't really a problem for me because I don't drink alcohol. Caffeine, no, like, my mom has, like, she loves her coffee. Me, I, like, coffee, I might have it, like, on an off day, but I never really have coffee. Because it feels like it makes me kind of sick or nauseous later in the day. I don't know. Either way, I don't do nicotine either. I don't vape or smoke on a daily basis. So that's just to say that, like, to you guys, not me. Strive for a cool, calm, and dark setting. And for me, this might actually be really hard for me. Because as you can see, that's on 24/7. The blinking lights and the TV, which I didn't even realize until now, like, that's in all of my videos. Like, sorry, because I realized my power went out the other day, and I was like, oh my god, my TV just went off, and my lights just went off, and I realized that's been in all of my videos. Also, on a side note, I cleaned off my desk. Not really my desk, but my dresser. I did that the other day. Cleaned off my dresser. I cleaned off inside of all the drawers and got rid of some, like, clothes that I didn't need. Like, that I didn't need and that didn't fit. So, look at me. But it might actually be hard for me to, it'll probably be hard because I won't feel comfortable sleeping in a pitch black setting. And I also don't like sleeping in a quiet setting. I often listen to Gordon Ramsay to fall asleep. Yeah. But it's okay because I think that I'm just gonna have baby steps. Like, I don't keep these LED lights on. You can't see them at all, but I have LED lights on my bed and I have LED lights by my TV. I don't keep my LED lights on where my bed is because it's, like, too bright then. But when I turn off my lights, these little TV lights, they're not even LED lights for your room. They're LED lights for your TV. I'll put a picture up on the screen. They don't illuminate at all. So I'm one step there. But I also wrote down that it might be hardest at first. So use books to wind down or use a bath to wind down. Another tip that they said, the tip being the source on the screen, Mayo Clinic. It says limit app naps to 1 hour and only in the daytime. It's not a problem for me. I never take naps unless I'm incredibly tired. Like, every nap I've had, not every nap, but, like, certain naps, most of the naps I've had recently were not of my accord. Like, recently I had Benadryl to, like, get rid of something. I forgot what it was. I think it was, like, overly itchy. Not itchy, but more, like, tingly, like pins and needles. And I took Benadryl, and I forgot that it makes you tired. So I was, like, just sleepy and drowsy the entire day. Regular physical activity can also promote better sleep, but avoid that activity too close to bed. I actually wrote down, like, later on that, like, some light movement might help for me personally. I haven't tried it, but some light movement, like yoga or something, or just some stretches, because I feel, like, very pent up. So Set aside worries or concerns for tomorrow and organize in a journal. Organize or journal before bed. I think this would really help me because when I try to relax or when I try to lay down, like I feel like, oh, I could get this thing done before I go to bed, or I could get this thing done before I go to bed. When in reality, it would just be better for me to sleep and have like and be regrouped and regenerated and refreshed in the morning. So that's why it would kind of help me to organize all my thoughts and journal and stuff before I go to bed, because then I can feel more like better suited to address those problems or address those worries the next day, like the things I have to do. Anyways, now I have a section or a subsection called topics. There we go. Topics. Ignore the red stuff at the top because it means that my iPad isn't upgraded to iOS 17 and I can't update it to iOS 17, so just ignore it. Anyway, so the first topic is supplements for sleep. I kept this very like short and sweet because I looked up on Reddit like, oh, supplements for sleep and stuff, and the person was like, oh, I use all this, that, and this, I'm gonna use this next. And then the person, like, people replying, they were like, oh, this gave me like super really bad like nightmares, and when I took that, what you're about to take, it gave me like a really bad nightmare. And they agreed, like they were like, yeah, it gave me a really really bad nightmare. So I was like, my sleep quality as it is not bad. It's just me being able to get into bed on time. You know what I mean? So I just said 2 things for sleep, and that was Benadryl because it makes me sleepy. It makes my body relax, but I don't take it on a daily basis. And then I have lavender as an incense or a candle, which I've never tried before. But yeah. But I've also heard that gives you nightmares too. So I don't know. It's just something to write, really. I don't feel the need for any supplements at the moment. Ideal time for sleep. I wrote 3 time time groups here. And I actually have to edit this because it says PM instead of AM, but whatever. Ideal time for sleep. 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., which is 9 hours of sleep, which is not unrealistic, but it's unrealistic at the place where I'm at right now. Like, I don't imagine myself at the moment being able to get into bed and asleep by 10 p.m. because that would have me that would require me finishing everything I have to do by 9 o'clock or like 9:55, 9:45. I don't know if I'm going to do that. But that's 9 hours of sleep. 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., which is 8 hours of sleep. It seems a little bit more realistic. 11 p.m. to 6:30. Oh, and that was 8 hours of sleep. And then 11 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., which is 8.5 hours of sleep. I think the most realistic ones would probably be those last 2. But I might also, increase the time in the morning that I wake up. Like, 7 or 6:45 or something, you know? Because I don't know if I can really, I know I can get up at 6 a.m., but I don't know if it's, applicable. I can keep it up for amounts of time. How to wind down. A relaxing bath or shower, books, relaxing music, or very light stretching. I can't stress this enough because one of the articles said avoid exercise before bed because it can disrupt how you lay down, which it makes sense because your body is trying to calm down from this exercise that you just did. I'm sorry, I heard something drop. But I had to immediately check my piercing. Anyways, yeah, it makes sense though, because you know your body's trying to calm down from accelerated heart rate. Like you're like, and then you're trying to like lay in bed, which you really shouldn't be doing that anyways. Like you're exercising heavily and then you're getting straight in bed. You're not like, it's okay. I've done it before in the past. It's not a good thing to do, but I stopped doing it. Um, Avoiding blue light before bed. This is very important. This is very important. But the thing with me is that me and my boyfriend, we call like every other night. Not every other night. It's every night. So I have like sections. Like I have two kind of subsections. One for if we are calling and the other one for if we're not calling. So the first one is call without using the phone, which might sound like, oh, stupid. Like, what do you mean? I mean, like, oh, I call him, but I'm only hearing his voice and my phone is elsewhere. Like, my phone is next to me, but I'm not on it. And that leads into the next point, calling while reading. So it's like how we would wind down together, calling while reading or stretching. So then I'm getting like more relaxed while I'm talking with my boyfriend, or I'm getting, I'm just getting some pages in while I'm talking with my boyfriend. Next is blocking off social media while calling, which it's a little wishy-washy. Like I could use my messages app to call him instead and then block off Instagram, or only block off those apps where like all the other apps except Instagram. It has to be kind of like worked out a little bit, but I could also just use Instagram and not call, like call but not use Instagram. But I do want so just not using Instagram while I call. Next, it's basically what I just said, call or messages or no call. So here are the options for no call. If we're not calling that night, then the phone is on the floor or inaccessible, or block all apps except your essentials until an established time. For weekdays, it would probably be 10 a.m., which is when I get out of my first block class. And then for weekends or Saturdays more specifically, it would be 9 a.m., which is when I go to my first class, because it's a really long class. There's no way I'm not gonna be on my phone at all. Okay, the last section for this area is how-to goals, which basically just means how to achieve my goals. The goal is a sleep before 12, which I've done for the last one day. But either way, get my to-do list done by 9 and be in bed by 10, which is a little unrealistic, but I'm gonna try and get it done over the next few days, and I'll let you guys know in the next video. And lastly, time management, and I can't stress this one enough. It's very, very, very important that I weigh out like what my time is and get those things done on time and reduce the amount of procrastination I have. Okay, that was sleep, and now we're moving on to mental health, which is actually something that we should really talk about more often, because in the past I was watching a documentary and it was really sad how mental health was not developed and like further enough to really like get these people out of like dangerous situations, like they were getting shock therapy and things. Anyways, first question and only question for this section: how can I improve my mental health? And it's not like easy, but like it is most of the things that people tell you. So the first thing is just simple exercise, like as low as 30 minutes of walking a day can really boost your mood. Eating healthy, regular meals and staying hydrated can also help. Keeping you nourished throughout the day, and which will keep you nourished throughout the day. Sorry, guys. And then again, decreasing and minimizing caffeine and alcohol can also help. And that's interesting because I didn't realize how much they were going to mention caffeine on these lists. Like, they're acting like caffeine is like just as bad as alcohol and nicotine, which obviously it is if they're adding it to like every single like section. Well, I haven't really filled out every single section. I have like a whole bunch of things to do, but on the first two sections and on the third one, which I can't tell you about, it's very much mentioned a lot. Getting good sleep in, again, and a set schedule and minimizing blue light. Great, yes. Like, at a certain point, you start to, like, repeat things that you've said before, so I'm just gonna, like, start, going through them a little fast. The next one is practicing gratitude, which I actually haven't talked about, with like writing or like replaying the good events in your mind, which is really good to do because when you are in a negative space, like if you're depressed or something, you're constantly going to be thinking about that negative. And when you're replacing those thoughts with like gratitude thoughts instead, it actually like really like helps a lot. Anyways, engaging in low stress hobbies like listening to music, reading, or connecting with nature really also helps. I actually haven't connected with nature in a while because it's really snowy outside, which that doesn't mean I can't connect with nature, but it does mean that I can't touch grass, which means I'm gonna be more chronically online for the winter time, guys. Did I even say Happy New Year? Happy New Year, guys. I'm still mentally in 2025. Like, it feels like for the first week, no. Like, for the first few months, maybe until it hits, like, March or the end of February, it still feels like we're in 2025. But it's also because in January, I have my grandma's birthday, but, there's no, like, prominent events or holidays in January either. Anyways, last two, staying connected with friends by reaching out or scheduling plans, which can also help, or, reaching out with friends and telling them, like, hey, this is going on, I feel really bad, like, personally, if you're a friend of mine, I'm always here to help, like, I'm always here to talk, okay? Anyways, lastly, challenging negativity and staying positive, which I know sounds very, very corny, but it will help in the long run because it helps you kind of block out those negative thoughts that will linger in your mind. The source is on the screen. Okay, topics. Therapy. Invest in therapy again this year or when I am free. This is kind of like, targeted towards me and you, but like also me because I'm talking about like me. Back in like July of last year, I stopped going to therapy because I was really busy with work, my summer job, and my summer class I had at the time. But I'm very much freer this semester. I feel like I could squeeze in a therapy session because even though I have like classes and stuff, I have 3 classes, but it feels like my schedule is more free than last semester, even though I only had like 1 class last semester, but I had 2 classes at high school, so it's like, it was weird. Anyways, I technically have more classes now, but it feels like I'm freer now because I have so much empty space. Either way, I've been making room, like I've been making conscious, subconscious room in my schedule for studying or for going to the gym, but I haven't been making that subconscious room for therapy or for my mental health. So I'm gonna try and do that as of like now. Anyways, journaling. Journaling when I feel upset or when I'm overwhelmed with emotions, which will also help me control them more, which leading on to the next thing. use a journal before replying to calm down, or use journal to control your anger, which I feel like I've been better at controlling when I say as of like last year. Like, I'll think about more what I reply with, or if something really, really makes me mad, I'll be like, I can feel that I'm really mad right now, and I'm gonna kind of calm down before I respond, because that's one of the good things about texting, is that you can actually calm down and wait before you respond. Anyways, lastly, gratitude jars. You just add something good that happened each week or after a bad day to keep a positive attitude. And I say each week or after a bad day because I don't feel like I would add a gratitude like note every single day. Like, I don't think I would be able to do like 365 days straight, because I already have like a lot of things that I have on my list to do. Like, oh, before midnight I have to do my Duolingo, I have to do my stats, I gotta do this, that, and the third. So I want to give that a little bit of break. Like, oh, I gotta do this before 12 a.m. Anyways, how-to goals. The goals are to keep a positive attitude and to minimize self-deprecation. And I feel like I don't even need to add the second one, because self-deprecation isn't really a problem for me. Keeping a positive attitude, yeah, I think that's more of a problem for me, but minimizing self-deprecation, I've already done. Like, I don't feel like I go up to my friends and be like, oh my god, I look so fucking ugly today. I look so fucking chopped. Like, if that was me coming up to me, I would be like, what? Why should I care? Like, your insecurity is not, like, funny to me or, like, relatable to me, because if I went around, and this isn't to sound like egotistical or like full of myself or anything, if I were to go around telling people that I think that I'm ugly and that I think that I look super fucking chopped today, I'd be lying. And I'm not trying to say that like I look great every single day, or that I love my face every single day, because trust, there are days where I feel like my face has been taken out piece by piece and put back together. Body horror idea, guys. Anyways, I would be lying if I said that I didn't feel like that some days. But I'd also be lying if I went up to my friends every single day and said that I'm chopped and fat and ugly, but I'm not. Because it's like, I don't know, it's I wouldn't say that it's like embarrassing. Like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but for me, it's just like, it's not healthy for you to be like self-deprecating, because the stuff that you put out in the world, it's like it comes back to you. Like, I guess it's more like you're saying these things about yourself, you're gonna like start to believe it eventually. But like, I mean, it's not true for everybody, but that's how I feel about myself. Like, I'm gonna put out into the world that I'm beautiful, hot, and amazing and cool. I don't really give a fuck what anybody else thinks. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, schedule and keep track of your to-do list, which I underline that because when my mental health gets really bad, it feels like things start, like, it builds up like a mountain, So when I am mentally not in a right place, it's not just because of, it might be because of like my period or whatever, but it's also because of stress. And usually that kind of stress kind of like starts to build on top of the period or whatever, because usually that's what it is. I'm constantly stressed, not constantly stressed, I constantly have things to do, but it's in a certain area when I'm stressed. So when I feel that kind of like coming on, or it's in about that kind of area, I want to schedule and keep track of what my to-do list is to become less overwhelmed. Keep your good things in mind. I have my good boyfriend. I have my good best friend. I have my good room. I have my safe space, okay? I have my good family, and I have my good dog, okay? I have all these good things in my life, and I'm thinking about those instead of the bad things. Think about, like, the good things that you got done today instead of the bad things that you didn't do. You know what I mean? Also, side note, I did my bingo board and my vision board. Like, I just realized that just now. Like, I looked to the side and I was like, wow. I can't show you guys because it's, like, personal to me, but, like, guys, you can just tell I ate that. Like, either way, stop negative thoughts before they spiral. I've been better at doing this nowadays. It's just like, oh, I feel like shit today, like, but I also didn't do this, and I'll be like, like, stop, do it, and, like, move on. That's what, like, I kind of want to keep in mind this year, is to do it and move on, because bed rotting and thinking of the stuff that you didn't do is not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you anywhere. Anyways, it's 11:30. I'm going to keep going. Prioritize mental health when overwhelmed. This is something I've also struggled with because I want to, like, get everything done. Like I want to get every single thing done so that I'm not stressed out. But really what I need to do is I need to prioritize my mental health before I try and get all that stuff done, because if I don't prioritize my mental health, then everything is just gonna, like, it's gonna be bad. And then minimize negative media. My mom talks about this all the time, like, you watch too much negative media, like, you need to stop watching that, that's gonna help you with your mental health. And I was like, yeah. Like, you never want to listen to your mom when she first, like, says something to you. So I'm gonna start, like, getting unready because I'm about to take my shower and do my stuff. Like, you never really want to listen to her, but she's right. She's right. I feel like I do listen to a lot of, like, negative things, but it also feels like there is a surplus of negative things online. It feels like people even more are drawn to negative and repulsive and violent media, and I'm not trying to shame those people because I am too. Like, even when I scroll on my Twitter feed, I'll just be like, ooh, who said this? Who said that? You know what I mean? Especially even when it's not a good person, like, when they're spewing, like, something stupid, I'm still gonna sit there and watch it. And it's like, I watched a video from a woman, and she was like, do you really need to watch, like, 40 more seconds of this man or a woman or anybody spewing this nonsense? And she's right. Like, you don't. You really don't. So, anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you take some of the advice, and I hope that you guys will enjoy these episodes, and I hope you guys are having a good year so far in the first 3 or 4 days of the year. Bye-bye.